Well, good evening, everyone. I'll go ahead and get started. We are recording this session in case anyone wants to come back and view later, and we'll also be posting it to the website in a couple days there on that Real World Learning page. My name is Ryan Fleury. I serve as the principal of our two career education campuses, which includes the Center for Academic Achievement, as well as our career and technical campus, which hosts our fire science, law enforcement, EMS programs, and then here at the CAA, culinary arts, engineering, game design, biotechnology, and health science. And tonight we're going to talk a little bit about real world learning initiatives across the district and across the metro, and then more specifically about work-based learning, including hearing from a few of our students who have been participating in some work-based learning activities this school year. Of course, everything we do in the Shawnee Mission School District connects back to our mission. And ultimately, our mission is to help students find their future. I'm going to show a quick little video, and then we'll move on with the presentation.
This year, in the Shawnee Mission School District, 27,000 students will walk through our school doors every single day.
It's our mission to ensure that each and every one of these students constructs their own foundation for success in life's endeavors.
Through relevant, personalized learning experiences orchestrated by talented, compassionate educators.
And distinguished by an inclusive culture.
An engaged community.
And robust opportunities that challenge learners to achieve their full potential.
As we begin our 50th year as the Shawnee Mission School District, we will build upon our legacy of excellence.
We will challenge today's learners.
We will inspire tomorrow's leaders.
We will be the bridge to unlimited possibilities yet to be discovered.
So like many of the students referred there, it's really personalizing learning for our students and connecting them with future college and careers, along with those essential interpersonal skills that they need to be successful. And when we talk about success, many times we focused on some of the academic indicators. And research shows that to really be successful out there in the real world, the academic indicators include a decent GPA, and then also experiences in advanced placement exams, dual credit college courses, Algebra 2 is critical, or other programs like International Baccalaureate. As far as other indicators that we found, attendance is critical, showing up, being there, 25 hours or more of community service, workplace learning experience, which we're going to talk about tonight, industry credentials, dual credit career pathway courses, and co-curriculars. These are, in addition to the academics, these are just so critical to students being able to move forward and be successful in life. One thing that I talk to parents about when they do come over and visit the CAA and tour and learn more about our programs, and I share with students as well, is that college success rate in this country is unfortunately kind of abysmal if you're using graduation rates as your measure. And the data, the information on the screen here is very similar across the country. We have nearly 80%, 76.9 for the class of 2015. So typically 77 to 80% of our kids that go off to college in August following their graduation in May. After 4 years, though, only about a third have finished their program. It takes us 6 years to actually get to that halfway mark, where after 6 years, half of our kids have completed a 2 or 4 year college program, even though nearly 80% went to college right out of high school. And so it's really important for kids to understand the why of high school, not just where they're going to go. They need to be able to tell you why they're going, what they're going to be studying, and how that connects to their future. And so connecting their future is kind of where the Kauffman Foundations come into play with us to help support these real world learning initiatives. And kind of going back with that data piece, for every 100 high school students across the country, this is national data now, 17 don't graduate from high school. 25 don't end up in a post-secondary program. 13 may go in, but they don't graduate in a timely manner. And the same thing with the 4-year programs. They don't graduate in that timely manner. 1/10 of the kids earn a degree, but don't find work in their field. Some earn a 2-year degree. We've got 14 land a job in their field after college. So I think what we're saying is, again, it's important to be exploring multiple pathways towards kids' futures. Many of our employers in the Kansas City area, traditional white-collar business type employers, have said they will hire students with the proper credentials and licenses and experiences while in high school, even if they don't have a college degree. For years, we've been focusing very much on the left-hand side of this diagram, the college degree option. Even the Kauffman Foundation will say we spent too much time on pushing college, when ultimately there are so many other options to get into good, high-wage, high-demand career fields. So the school districts in our area are doing great, innovative things to prepare students for their futures. You know, we've got 400 kids that come to the Center for Academic Achievement every day, but that's 400 kids. How do we expand that so that all students have access to these types of innovative programs? And that's where the Kauffman Foundation came in and has done some funding to help us meet those needs. So when we talk about the high school diploma, that is just a starting point. We really want the students to have their high school diploma plus what we call market value assets. And these market value assets are work experiences, college credit, industry recognized credentials, and entrepreneurial experiences. In each one of these 4 categories, we will have a separate webinar session on to kind of explain to parents and students what those look like. Tonight, specifically work experiences. On Thursday night, we'll talk more about the college credit, the myriad of college credit opportunities that are available to students in our school district. Some feedback from students around the area, and this is Shelby Fordham. I think she's over actually an Independent. She helps run the store on the Independent Square that's staffed by students from the Independent School District. And she's learned so much more just in her time there than she did in her previous 10 years of schooling. Jade, I believe, worked out of Northland CAPS, a program up in the Northland that feeds in from several school districts, similar to the CAA here with our 5 high schools. But understanding how to work with a team and grow those professional skills are so critical. And also many of our kids excel on hands-on learning. Those types of environments where they're getting in there and doing the work, not just learning about the work, but doing the work alongside business professionals and industry professionals. I'm going to take a pause and show another short little video here, about 3 minutes, of our own students and some of our staff and counselors and business partners talking about the initiatives here in Shawnee Mission.
So real-world learning is the connection for students between the classroom learning they've had with us in the educational system and the real world of work.
So one of the great benefits of real-world learning is that we can start with kids when they're young, and we can help them learn what they're good at and what they're passionate about. And then we can help them build on that every year throughout their schooling, so that when they get to the time when they need to make choices about post-secondary planning, they are excited about a particular area. It may not be one job, but at least they know the area that they're passionate about and what they're good at. And so if we can get those 2 things to mesh together, then our kids will have a plan for what they're going to do after high school.
We hope that students can take all the knowledge and skills they've gained with us and then go out and apply them in a real world setting. Sometimes this may be an internship, it may be a job shadow, it may be a credential that they earn through their coursework that can then transition them directly into the world of work, or prepare them for post-secondary education to further their knowledge and skills. These market value assets and real-world learning help students really become engaged members of our community. our community needs us as the educators to nurture and develop these students into the future workforce for our businesses. And these experiences really help students understand what it's like to be an engaged, empathetic member of society.
Having the interns from Shawnee Mission Leadership Program has added so much vibrance and life to our office just in a short, couple weeks. They teach us a lot, we're able to teach them a lot, and I think we learn from each other, and it's ultimately beneficial to both sides.
I actually had a student who went through the biotechnology program and ended up working with a doctor at KU Med, and they were researching cancer, and he has now gone on to complete a research project with that doctor where he's earned awards, and it's taken him in the direction so that he knows he's graduating in May. And so he knows when he leaves at graduation, he knows exactly what his next steps are to continue on that path because he's passionate about it, and now he has the skills to back up his passion.
I have no doubt that this program has given me the amazing ability to become more acclimated to the healthcare industry. Even as I go into college and go through the pre-med track, I will already have the comfortability with the healthcare program.
Students may say, this is really what makes me happy, but I'm going to go do this because I feel the pressure to do something else. I think for the student's perspective, it's really just going to open doors to a whole new set of opportunities. It's a career. They're going to be in it for their career.
So before I even took the digital electronics class at the Center for Academic Achievement, I was 100% wanting to be a mechanical engineer. But after taking that class and after going to Garmin, I realized that is my true passion, and I know now that I want to continue learning as much as I can and major in electrical engineering.
Interning for Dr. Geiger taught me a lot about the fact that I want to pursue biomed as my job in the real world. So I just want to thank Leadership Shawnee Mission for that wonderful opportunity, and thank you Kauffman Foundation.
So when we talk with the Kauffman Foundation, this truly is a regional effort. There are nearly 50 school districts across the metro area with nearly 100,000 high school students. And Shawnee Mission has been lucky enough to become part of the first cohort to really do some deep work in this real world learning. And the green school districts here, with Olathe being one of them, that's the group of cohort 1 schools that we were collaborating with very closely during our design phases. And you can see other school districts have been coming online in cohorts 2 and 3. So some of the key pieces from the Kauffman Foundation are the superintendent collaboration, helping us connect with businesses, because that business entrepreneurship piece is a big part of Kauffman's work, and then helping us to vet industry credentials and those employability skills. And of course, we connect back to our strategic plan, and there's many connections related to career pathways, student voice and choice with personalized learning, relevant learning experiences, community partnerships, academic and interpersonal success, and recruiting and hiring of new teachers. The Shawnee Mission Education Foundation has also provided a lot of support in many areas, including teacher externships, Leadership Shawnee Mission program for our students, and also supporting our work with a dedicated business to education program officer who is Laura Harsh, and she'll be speaking in a moment about different ways that students can connect with our business partners. Again, the goal is to expand access to and participation in these real-world learning opportunities. The work-based learning is one piece, but also the industry credentials, the entrepreneurial experiences, and college credit opportunities for students. I'm going to skip past that. That's a little in the weeds. And at this point, I'm going to turn it over to Laura so she can speak briefly about the different categories of work experiences and what that can look like for a student.
Thank you, Ryan, and good evening, everyone. So I am the Business to Education Program Officer for the Foundation. I started this position in December, and unfortunately, during a pandemic, it's not the best time to send our students out into businesses to do internships or projects, as many of those campuses and companies, as you well may know, are closed. So I've been using this time to really connect with business partners and start building our framework so we can launch this program in the 2021-2022 school year. And so if you own a business, work at a company, know someone that would like some talented high school students, I'm going to put my email in the chat and I would love to connect with you. To explain the program, there's different levels where you can participate. So you can start at the very beginning and mentor a student. It's really important for our students to have a one-on-one professional relationship outside of their parent or their teacher. This is a person who maybe can review a resume, or they can run by a career question and just have an interaction and an exchange with another professional. The next kind of level of interaction is job shadowing, where a student or a team of students can come to your company or business and actually see the type of work that you do. And then Kauffman identifies the client-connected project and the internship as the real focus of these work experiences. And that's where we really build our strong relationships, because this involves time and commitment from our business partners and our students. And if we can work with you to do a client-connected project, it's something that we describe as resume worthy, the work that the students do. And generally, it's a project that takes approximately 24 hours to complete. And during that project window, the student or team of students has the opportunity for several hours to get feedback from their mentor or coach. So they're getting those professional thoughts and advice and feedback on that project. The next kind of level of interaction is the internships, and that's defined as 60 hours of resume-worthy work. And I know that sounds like a lot, but we have 9 weeks in each of our quarters, or 18 weeks in a semester. So oftentimes that can be reached. Our students may come to your office 5 hours a week, and that would take the full fall or spring semester. And we have, over 14 pathways, from marketing to construction to engineering to biotech to teaching. And I don't want to leave any of them out. All of that information's on our website. But we would welcome any partnerships you might have. If you have questions or interests in a particular pathway, I would be happy to answer those questions as well. But that will be our focus on work experiences for the next school year. I'm going to turn it back to you, Ryan.
Thank you, Laura. And like Laura said, we're working to expand, but we have students now who are deeply involved in client-connected projects and internships. It's about the scaling, really getting all of our students these types of opportunities. Laura mentioned question and answer, and I failed to mention at the outset, there is a little Q&A button on your panel, and you can click on that, of course, and then type in a question and send it over to us, and we'll work through those as we go if people have questions. Speaking of students, we do have a group of students a couple students with us tonight. Owen from Shawnee Mission North, Alex Vaughn from Shawnee Mission South, and I also have a video from Claire Baker. She was unable to join us tonight, but she did record a video. She's at Shawnee Mission East. So boys, we'll let the lady go first. I'll pull the video up for Claire, and then Owen and Alex, you can kind of share your experiences, and we may have some questions for you as we go. So I'm going to click over here, and Laura, can you see Claire there now?
Yes, I can.
Okay.
Hi everyone, I'm Claire Baker, a senior at Shawnee Mission East High School. I've had the best time being one of the Cerner Scholars this year, and I'm going to tell you a little bit about my journey. So how did I get started? I first found out about the internship through the SME daily announcements, and after looking into it, I saw that it was exactly what I was looking for. Being a senior in high school with a lot of extracurriculars, I was a little worried on how it would fit into my schedule, but everyone was so flexible and I was able to fit it within my school day no problem. I applied and interviewed around early December, and I got the news that I was selected for the program a couple weeks later. I was so nervous to begin, and I thought I would be thrown into this unknown world. To start out, of course, we had to do a lot of training, and I mean a lot of training. At first, I did not know exactly what I was getting into, but I was trying to absorb every little piece of information I could. I was so nervous that I would cost the company millions of dollars by messing up, which did not happen, by the way. But when I met my team, I was instantly welcomed with open arms, and they really made me love the experience. So, about my team, I was part of the asset management team at Cerner. I was so interested in how the team was able to work behind the scenes and solve associates' issues and help provide them with everything they needed. Some of the main jobs that I had was resolving tickets and remedy and gathering data on Cerner's assets. So, about my team, I worked with them every time on what my tasks looked like, how I could improve, and they taught me how to do new skills. They answered any questions that I had happily, and I could tell they really cared about giving me a good experience with the program. They made sure I had something to work on every day, and they also just made the experience more fun. We were able to joke around, which made it a really fun work environment, even though the internship was completely virtual this year. So through my time as a Cerner Scholar, I've learned so much and gained new skills that I know will give me an advantage later in life. One of my favorite parts of the program was that I was doing actual work, and the tickets that I was working on were benefiting actual people. And that was really rewarding when I would just get an email back from an associate thanking me for giving them a cloud desktop. Also, I learned how to successfully work in a team. All of Cerner's associates are in a team together, and I learned how to ask for help when I needed it and work through issues and projects in a team with my other managers and other scholars. I have always been interested in the field of information technology and data analytics, and being part of this program has really solidified that interest as a future career goal. Also, now I know what it takes to be part of the industry. Of course, I learned how to use programs like Remedy, which I previously had no idea about, and now I have an advantage in the future if anyone asks if I know how to use it. Also, I had to communicate with my managers or other associates very often, and I learned not to be scared to communicate questions or concerns because everyone is so eager to help out. And all in all, the Cerner Scholars Program has given me more experience than I could have ever hoped for as just a senior in high school, and has given me confidence for the next chapter in my life. To close things out, I would just like to note how grateful I am to be part of the Cerner's team. Being a part of the Cerner Scholars Program has definitely changed my life for the better, opening up new doors for me for the future and guiding me through the world of professional companies. Before starting the program many months ago, I was wary of what I wanted to study in college. Before starting the program, I just had no idea. But now, after seeing firsthand what my managers and other associates do on a daily basis, I am confident in pursuing a degree in information science and data analytics at the University of Arizona this fall. I am so thankful to be a part of Cerner's team, and thanks to this program, I am much more confident about my future plans. Thank you all for listening to me.
All right, so that was Claire Baker. Again, she's a senior at Shawnee Mission East who spent part of the semester, a couple hours a day, working on a team for Cerner. I'm going to stop sharing my screen at this point so we can get people's faces up here with Owen and Alex. And we'll start with Alex, and he can, I can stop sharing, there it is. Alex can maybe share a little bit about his experiences with our medical science program and specifically, your experience with the CNA program last fall.
Yeah, of course. First, my name is Alexander Fan, and like Dr. Fleury said, I went to Shawnee Mission South. I'm a senior right now, and I'm a part of the medical science program. Right now, I'm at the top of it, which I don't like saying, but I'm at medical science too, which is at the end, it's only for seniors and all. And just like a little background information, you can't really start the program until your sophomore year. They might push it back to your freshman year. You have to start with one class first called Exploring Medical Science, Exploring Medical Careers, which then will feed off into eventually to the CAA. How I got here is, like I said, I did Exploring Medical Careers first, then I went to Medical Science 1, then I went to Med Sci 2. with the CA, it splits off to like so many branches. I know there's sports med, there's CNA or certified nursing assistant, there's EMT, there's sports med. I don't know if I said that or not, but there's so many options you can do if you're thinking about going to the medical side of it. And personally, I chose medical science too because I was looking forward to the not internship, shadowing hospitals. But of course, it's a COVID year, and sadly, we weren't able to go shadow and just learn real life experience of sadly death, crying, a lot of like chaos, which I know our instructor Gandhi says you see a lot and you learn from it really quickly, and that's why she always advocates for us because she knows that like those experience will help shape us for the future, especially in med school. And that's the medical science two side of it. With medical science, there's CNA, which I did as well, which I got my certification from, which I did a whole class about. I took my state test and I also did clinical side, which I'm so happy to, because I know this semester couldn't shadow or do clinical site at Brookdale, which I'm a bit sad for them. But from that clinical site, I gained a lot of insight about it. Also, I smelt some not good experience or smells. I had a lot of yelling at like residents love yelling, screaming for no reason, even though they're okay, which I'm glad they're yelling and asking for help because if they're not asking for help, then it makes me a little worried. So I'm just happy I could be there to help them and do all this little stuff, even if it just, hey, can you get me a cup of water? But medical science, I really love because it just gave me the opportunity that I know I wouldn't have gotten probably in other districts. I'm not very sure, but I know CAA, it most definitely prepares you for the future, especially in medical science.
Thanks, Alex. Yeah, when you talk about the CNA certified nursing program, talk to us about a typical day with that.
Yeah, what I experienced in a typical day was that I woke up on my Tuesday blocks because Tuesday and Thursday were my CNA days. So I woke up and then I went straight to Brookdale, or yeah, Brookdale Assistant Living. Then I worked a shift. It wasn't a shift, it was just a clinical site from 8 to 12. And we always group up in the lobby because we're not actually working there. So our instructor, Roxanne or Miss Jones, we always did like a little brief and like then we split up because there was one site was assistant living, another one was a dementia unit. So she always switched us up to let us gain that experience. Then we work and help the actual CNA and nursing not nursing assistant, charge nurse. Then they will give us certain tasks that we're able to do and we're able to learn. So like giving a cup of water, which you don't think is a lot, but some patients aren't actually able to drink just normal cup of water because they are a choke hazard. So you might have to put something in it to make it more gelatin-like. So that might be one of your job. Changing briefs is also a big one because a lot of residents there are incontinent, so you will have to change it for them. And if you don't know how to, you can also ask the CNA, an actual certified CNA, to help you. So it's a lot of experience, a lot of what you think a CNA does. It's really fun. It's a great experience in my opinion.
Thank you, Alex. Yeah, we really encourage a lot of our students in the medical science program, whether they are, planning on going in nursing, lab science, sports medicine, become physicians. We really encourage that certified nursing program because it really helps students build empathy for those around them. So thank you, Alex, for sharing. And we'll turn it over to Owen now. And I'll see if I can fix that, Owen, for you so you can share your screen.
Okay, it's fine. So I don't need my slideshow. I'm a sophomore at Shawnee Mission North, and I'm part of the computer science program there. That's how I got involved with Cerner, and because my computer science teacher recommended that I apply. And at Cerner, I work with the server patching team, and we ensure the security and stability of servers by applying patches and monitoring for vulnerabilities. So what that entails, so I've wrote scripts to check if servers are running. I've automated the server patching process and added right now around 500 new servers to their Rundeck program. And I've significantly increased my knowledge in YAML, Rundeck, and server patching, and working with Cerner has allowed me to take my theoretical knowledge and apply it to real-world scenarios. So my plans for the future, I plan to do the Cerner internship again in the fall, and there's also the potential for Cerner employment after high school while working towards a degree in cybersecurity, and also opportunities to explore other areas at Cerner. So differences between traditional school and a Cerner internship. Traditional school is more theoretical. Being an intern is hands-on with more meaningful projects, and I have learned how to manage my time, projects, and responsibilities more effectively. Complete independence when given a task, and while having to determine the solution has also been a big part of it. So my key takeaways is that was the ability to work on projects collaboratively and work with my team to better understand and accomplish our goals. The experience I received as an intern for Cerner has been invaluable, and I appreciated the opportunity.
Thank you, Owen. Yeah, I think I asked you last week, what was the difference between working with like your teacher in the classroom at Shawnee Mission North versus working with a manager, like a boss, at Cerner? Can you kind of say that again for the team here?
Yeah, so working with a teacher, it's more of a, they give you some work to do, but you know there's not like a real world impact if you mess it up. But with Cerner, your manager gives you a project and they just expect you to get it done, and that you really can't, you don't have much room for error, and you have to be, I mean, you do have room for error, but it's more important than being able to just do just in normal class setting. I mean, yeah, we do go back and fix things. We all make mistakes, but it's more of a, you're more self-directed.
Excellent. Thanks, Owen. And again, if you have questions for the students that you would like to ask them, feel free to put those over there in the Q&A section. We do have a few questions sitting out there that are kind of middle school related, and I may have Laura chime in after me on this, but you know, questions about options, work-based learning options, real-world learning options for 8th graders, for middle school students, whether it be in electives like journalism and performance and creative writing or others. And you know, starting out, I'd say yes, Melissa, with the journalism piece and graphic design and things like that, there's definitely some ways we could connect some client projects, potentially, some miniature client projects. And there's other classes, you know, for the question about 8th graders, work experiences. We have programs in engineering. We have programs in, you know, business classes. We have some foods classes. There's a variety of electives. Even the world language electives could connect to a client project potentially. And I'll kick over to Laura to maybe elaborate on that, give her thoughts.
Absolutely. I think this is a real opportunity. Yes, we are launching this program for our high school students in the fall, but the goal is to have every Shawnee Mission graduate leave Shawnee Mission with a market value asset. And we are really consciously working on different focuses to push this back, not only into the middle schools, but even start for pre-K through 6th grade. We're going to be doing career exploration in elementary school. And the projects we are looking into, there's a lot of businesses out there that really care what middle school and high school kids think. And so there's some marketing opportunities. There's some design opportunities. We have many talented students, and there are businesses in our area that want to connect with us and hear what our students have to say and help us, you know, man a project with them, and we'll partner with them on that.
Yeah, I'd add on there that, with our experience with the Research and Development Forum this year, that was on Saturday, we had a middle school student earn $2,500 to help kickstart a business plan they have. And ultimately, his business plan is to take milk that is expired or close to, not expired, but the best by date. So the grocery stores are throwing out this milk. He wants to collect that milk and get it to people who need it, whether it be preserving it, turning it into yogurt, cottage cheese, normal cheese. That was kind of his plan, to try to preserve this milk to help people that are food insecure. 8th grader, I think, maybe 7th grader. Anyway, the kiddo won $2,500. We are looking at building in classes in entrepreneurship all the way down into that middle level, because entrepreneurship mindset is key to really being successful out there in the real world. And that'd be a great place to connect our middle schoolers with some client projects and something really meaningful to them.
Ryan, can you talk a little bit about if you need to be in a signature program or on one of the career campuses to participate in any of these programs, or how does that work?
Of course, Gloria. We have classes at all 5 of our high schools and the middle schools that lead into this work-based learning. Our high schools host auto tech classes, manufacturing classes, all types of business, marketing, graphic design classes. There's potential connections for world language. There's potential connections for performing arts. I've been in conversations with Dr. Thomas on the performing arts piece in depth, specifically like on the sound recording and that side of the technical side of music. So no, you don't have to be part of a signature program. In fact, if I recall right, Owen, you haven't stepped foot in the building over here, maybe besides to pick up your laptop for Cerner. So we've got a number of students who are participating in a variety of work-based learning opportunities that aren't in one of our, quote, signature programs at the CAA or CTC.
And then just to follow up with one other question from a parent perspective, can you help me with some of the logistics? Like if my kid isn't going to be in class, how does that work with transportation? How do I know he really went to Cerner when we're back in person? Just some of the logistics.
Yeah, so we as far as scheduling logistics, most of the students will use seminar time. They may have a couple hours in their day scheduled specifically. Like Alex, he was scheduled, I think, 5th, 6th, and 7th period was specific for the medical science program this semester. I think last semester it might have been just 6th and 7th, or previous year potentially. Owen, if I recall, you were just seminar, maybe 4th hour in seminar?
That's correct, yeah.
Yeah, and so it really depends on the kid and the specific placement. And most of our placements have been very flexible on trying to help make sure the students can still access things like their electives they're passionate about. You know, the music classes, the theater, drama, debate, world languages, their AP classes, math classes, everything they still want to do back at their high school and participate in the work-based learning. Transportation right now, we have some transportation options if needed. Most of our students do transport themselves in private vehicles to and from sites. We do have partnerships with assisted transportation, DS Bus Lines. We're working on a partnership with the Ride KC Microtransit program to help shuttle kids around to work sites if they do have a transportation barrier. And I think we've answered all the questions that are sitting out there in the chat or in the Q&A session. Does anybody else have any questions that we've missed or want to add in there? If not, I'd say thank you all for joining us this evening. We do have a follow-up session on Thursday evening, same time, same place, with one of the counselors, and we're going to be talking about the various college credit options because there are a ton of them, and we want to make sure parents and students really understand understand those options and help get you access to those programs. So thank you all very much. We'll be posting this recording to the website in a couple days, and have a nice evening.
Thank you.